Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Beta Dukteviani. I'm from Bandung Islamic University, Indonesia. Inshallah, today we will discuss about the topic, and the title is Framing the Uyghur Issue in Indonesian Online Media, a comparative analysis of Tempo and Antara. As we know that who's the Uyghur? The Uyghur are a Turkic ethnic group, mostly Muslim, who live in the Xinjiang Uyghur in northwest China. In recent years, Uyghur have faced serious allegations of human rights violation by the Chinese government, including mass detention in re-education camps. And the second is surveillance and restriction on religious practice. And the third is face forced labor and family separation. But the Chinese government say these actions are part of anti-terrorism efforts, but many international organizations, including UN Human Rights Office (PBB), have raised concern about the systematic operation and possible crimes against humanity. And then the Uyghur issue has become a global human rights concern, especially among Muslim majority countries. And then let's move to the background research, why I choose this topic for my research. If you look at the quadrant opinion, the issues of Uyghur include the urgent and important position. Issues positioning on the opinion quadrant. The first is Uyghur human rights violation in Xinjiang have drawn international attention, especially in Indonesia and Malaysia, due its severe human rights implication and its relevance to Indonesia's international diplomatic posture and public moral concern. And another background, the second is the context of the Indonesia and China relation, and the role of the media in shaping public opinion makes this theme strategic and geopolitical charge. And the third is comparing the type of media, Tempo and Antara, providing a critical but measured local perspective. This research focused on how to measure Indonesian media outlets, Tempo and Antara, frame the Uyghur issue. And the research question I adopt from Robert Ahmed framing scheme. And the first is, how do both media define the problems? Who do they portray as responsible? And the third is, what moral judgment are implied? And the last is, what solutions are recommended? I use qualitative approach with framing analysis methods, textual analysis of news article period January 2022 until May 2025, and use Robert Enman frame. And the first is define problems or pendefinisian masalah. And the second is diagnosa cause, memperkirakan masalah atau sumber masalah. And the third is make moral judgment, membuat keputusan moral. And the last is treatment recommendation or menekankan penyelesaian. Let's see the Tempo's headline. Let's see what's the words that Tempos use for their headlines. More critical, um, more critical than both media. I read one of them. Amerika Serikat jatuhkan sanksi ke pejabat Thailand karena deportasi etnis Uighur ke Cina. And the last one, 50 anggota PBB mengutuk Cina atas pelecehan Muslim Uighur. And here's the simple analysis using framings Robert Edman. And the first is define problems. Tempo mendefinisikan masalah sebagai human rights crisis, ethnic persecution, and diagnose cause-nya Chinese government, authoritarian control. And the third is moral judgment, justice, human rights, and solidarity. And the last is treatment recommendation, sanction, and investigation, and global action. And here's the analysis in bahasa. Jadi media Tempo ini mendefinisikan isu Uighur itu sebagai pelanggaran HAM yang serius atau penindasan etnis Uighur. To the point. And diagnose cause-nya siapa dan apa yang digambarkan. Tempo menggambarkan pemerintah Tiongkok, resepsi otoriter, dan kolusi negara lain. Penilaian moral yang tersirat dari Tempo itu sangat tegas, pelanggaran hak minoritas dan keadilan global. Dan yang terakhir, solusi yang direkomendasikan oleh Tempo adalah sanksi internasional, investigasi PBB, dan solidaritas global. And we move to Antara's headline. Let's the word that Antaras use for their headlines. A more stable, more calm than Tempo. I read once. Cina bantah tuduhan Amerika Serikat soal kerja paksa di Xinjiang. Beijing sebut kecaman soal Uighur campuri urusan domestik Cina. And here's the simple analysis. Use framing Uyghur. Define problem is the diplomatic tension, external interference, and diagnose cause, just Western pressure, geopolitical agendas, and the moral judgment, stability, sovereignty, and more naturally. And the last is treatment recommendation, just dialogue, bilateral relation, and non-intervention. And here's analysis in bahasa. Jadi media antara ini mendefinisikan isu Uighur hanya sebagai intervensi asing dan hanya ketegangan diplomatik. Dan yang kedua, antara ini hanya menggambarkan sebatas narasi anti-Cina, tekanan Barat, atau kepentingan geopolitik. Dan penilaian moral yang tersiratnya itu bersifat netral, tidak eksplisit, dan cenderung mendukung stabilitas. Yang terakhir, solusi yang direkomendasikan oleh Antara hanya sebatas dialog diplomatik yang non-intervensi dan penghormatan kedaulatan. Can we see the difference of the comparative two media? We can see that the different words that they use for their headlines, it's so different. Because Tempo is independent media, but Antara is state-funded media in Indonesia. And the last, we can conclude that Tempo frames the Uyghur issues as an international human rights violation. It adopts a critical stance toward China and support global diplomatic action. And then Antara frames the Uyghur issues more naturally and diplomatically, and it avoids moral claims and emphasizes non-intervention and national sovereignty. And then media framing is deeply shaped by institutional identity, independent versus state-owned. This reflects how Indonesia media construct public opinion on complex global issues. And the last is framing analysis use advanced models reveals that the ideological function of media in international discussion. I think it's enough for me. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.